Hey everyone, and welcome back to Joy at Work. It's great to be with you. It's February 19, 2021. It's sunny in Atlanta right now. I'm glad you've taken out a few minutes of your time to watch this video. If this is your first time, don't forget to subscribe. And if you think this content will benefit somebody you know, share it with them. I appreciate it. So let's continue talking about strengths and weaknesses. And I will get to weaknesses later on because I've gotten a lot of feedback about using that word weaknesses. And I don't know when it became so uncool to say that we have weaknesses, but that's another conversation for another day. Let's talk about strengths and let's talk about the feedback I got regarding the assessment tools that exist for identifying who we are, personality, where we lean, the kind of brain we have, all these different personality strength assessment tools, Colby, HBDI, Gallup Strengths Finder, Myers Briggs, and the whole host of them. So here's why I'm skeptical about them, or have my reservations, probably a better term. One, the science for many of them is sketchy. It simply is. Go do your research. Two, uh, our our personal assessment of ourselves also leaves a lot to be desired. There's a lot of research for that as well. So even though these instruments will tell you we ask enough questions to figure this out, I'm not so sure. Three, and maybe this might be the most important or least important, the results are often used in very, very poor ways. The results are often used in very, very poor ways because people end up labeling themselves with those things and begin to only see themselves through the lens of what a report of an assessment instrument has shared with them. There's an attachment, and their identity begins to be seen in that, and they begin to say, well, I'm a blue, I'm a yellow, I'm a intellection, I'm a INFJ, right? Like that's who I am all of a sudden. Says who? But anyway, that's kind of where for me it gets really mushy and interesting. And I still maintain and contend that the best way to know who you are and what you do well is to ask people you interact with. Ask the people you interact with. Except you're in a hermit who lives by him or herself, has no interaction with anybody in the world. The best source of information on what you're good at, what you excel at, what your talents might be, come from those that you interact with day in and day out. There's so many times we think we're good at X, and then people tell us no. There's so many times we think we're highly analytical, I think in certain ways, and people who work with us are like, no. Now, it could be that that's what you want to do and you need to develop that skill or talent a bit more. That's possible. It could also be simply that that's not something you're good at. So I still go back to get feedback, ask people what I excel at, what am I good at, let them tell you. And then I'll add, just because you're talented in an area, maybe you're a good speaker or whatever it might be, doesn't mean you stop and not work on that talent, right? For those of you who've played sports, and I use this analogy a lot, you know that it doesn't matter how good you are, you still work on your talent and make it better. So to continue to be able to use or maximize that skill or that talent or that gift, whatever you want to call it, to its fullest potential, you need to work on it. You need to practice. You need to continue to use it. So that's why it's very important to identify what you're good at so that you can develop it. And next week, I'm going to talk about the importance of knowing what you're good at and developing it so you can find and put yourself in a position where you can make the most impact and be the most successful. All right. Thanks for watching again. I'll see you around next time. Stay safe. Bye.